welcome to my channel. I'm Becky from Quite Novel, and today I'm going to go over my Reading Rush TBR. So if you don't know what the Reading Rush is, it used to be called BookTubeathon. You can find all the information online, and I'll link the Reading Rush website down below. And I participated in the BookTubeathon last year. I wasn't too successful because it's right at the beginning of the school year when it fell. But this year it's kind of the week before school starts for us. So let's get into the books. So for the first challenge, it's to read a cover with purple on it. So I am going to do Becoming Beatrice by Tammy Charles. It actually comes out September 17th of this year. So I happened to pick up this arc from BookCon when I went with Paige from Creating & Co. back in June, and the author was super sweet and stuff. But this book is all about Beatrice, who loves to dance and wants to follow that, but on the day of her quinceañera, her brother is killed by a rival gang, so she has to deal with the fallout of that and helping her family. So I'm really excited about it because I think it could be a book I recommend in my own classroom. So for reading a book in the same spot, I plan on reading Forbidden Falls by Robin Carr. It's book 9 in the Virgin River series. It is a little chunky, but these tend to be really quick reads for me, and I do plan on listening to this book in the car. So I have the audiobook for it because I'll be out of town, or coming back from being out of town Monday, so I'll get several hours in the car then, and then I have several other opportunities during the week when I'll be driving places with, you know, about an hour each way. So I'm excited to read this. It's about a widower who comes to Virgin Rivers. He's a pastor, I believe, and so he comes and purchases an abandoned church to revitalize it, and then along the way he falls in love. But this has actually become one of my favorite contemporary romances recently, and it's also being adapted into a Netflix series in the near future. Now, this is kind of a little bit shameful because I've had it on my TBR for forever, but a book I should have read last year is Wonder by R.J. Palacio. I've had this on my shelf since it basically came out. I got it for my classroom shelf, all of that, and I still have not read it. And this is actually a copy my student gave me for, one of my students gave me for Christmas last year. So my plan was to read it over Christmas break, and I never got to it. And since I teach students with disabilities, that's more than likely why they got it for me. And so it's kind of shameful. But anyone who doesn't know, it's a book about a kid named Augie who has a facial deformity, who goes to a real school, like brick and mortar school, for the first time, and his experiences. I also, depending on how my week goes, I could use this for the adaptation because it has the movie and I still have not seen that. Now, for a first book by an author, kind of a debut book. It didn't have to be from this year, but I'm doing Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I received this book at BookCon. I won it from the Underlined booth, so I was really excited about it. I've never read Lord of the Flies. I've actually attempted to read it last year and it just didn't hold my interest. So if you didn't know, a lot of people are comparing this book to Lord of the Flies. So I'm excited about it. It's about 3 best friends who are quarantined at their boarding school that's on an island, and kind of the mystery surrounding it, because I think one dies suddenly. So it's a gorgeous cover. I got excited because Books and Lala won't stop talking about it. So there is that. Then for the non-human main character, I really struggled with this, but 2 weeks ago I went to a workshop for school, and it dealt with the Holocaust, and one of the people who was there recommended Moss by Art Spiegelman, and this is actually like a graphic novel, which I have never read. Art Spiegelman is a cartoonist, but his father is a survivor. Both of his parents are survivors from the Holocaust, and he uses the different animals to represent the different players in the Holocaust and Nazi Germany. So the cats are represent the Nazis, while the mice represent the Jews. And there's actually kind of two storylines. One is his father's accounts from his time during that time period, when him and his wife had to survive the horrors of the Holocaust. And the other is the more present day, which was in the 90s, of his relationship with his father and the struggles that they had. So this was actually the 1992 Pulitzer Prize winner, and this is just volume 1. So it's all really, it looks quite amazing. And we teach the Holocaust at our school, so I thought this could be one of those interesting pieces that I could eventually work into my curriculum. Now, for the challenge for 5 words in the title, I will be reading The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. I actually got this at a book signing at Barnes & Noble last month. I've only read, I think, one Sarah Dessen book, even though I own several, and I read it in high school. So I haven't read one in a while, but she was super nice and very, she made me want to read all of her books. But this, if you don't know, follows a girl whose mother just passed away, and she actually has to go to North Lake, which is all the blue, but she has to go to North Lake for the summer to live with her mother's family, who she doesn't know, and so all the ups and downs that go with this. And this is actually the book of the month that the podcast I co-host, Saved by the Books. This is what we're doing for July, so I need to get it read in the next week. And then the final challenge is Adaptations. When I was younger, during summer reading and all that, I never knew what book I would pick, so I was allowed to actually purchase all the summer reading books that were on the list for my age group. And so I ended up with a ton of classics that I still have never read, even though I am a language arts teacher. So for adaptation, I'm going to read Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It's a dystopian novel. It's about a utopian, future society that is has genetically engineered citizens. And I think it deals with reproduction and all that type of stuff. So I'm kind of excited to read this. Plus, it was in my TBR jar pick for this month, so I selected this one and also another book. So I'm really hoping to get this done, because that was my goal, is to actually read one of these for the month of July. But it is I think I have pretty lofty goals, so it's kind of a lot. I'm hoping, because it's my last full week of summer, I'm hoping to get all of these done, but luckily a few of these kind of overlap. Wonder could work for the adaptation, and also it could work for the debut novel and also the book I read last year. So these are my hopes, and I will attempt to vlog most of the week, so I figured why not start off the BookTube channel with a bang. If you've read any of these, please let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you're participating in the Reading Rush. I'll link my profile down below so you can become my friend on there. And I guess that's about it. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you back next time. Bye.